Now go to live. Yeah.
Why does it keep saying your network bandwidth is low, Anand? I don't know.
Yeah, but then is the video visible and you are able to hear me? I
It's
think that should
just
be
a
fine.
little fuzzy, but audio is absolutely clear, and I think that's what
Oh.
matters.
Yeah, I guess that should be fine.
It could also be the lighting. Okay, Yalmanda, no, start chase. I think we have less than a minute left.
Already started, madam, live.
Live. Yeah, we are live.
Okay, we are seven. It's 7 o'clock now.
Yeah. But we can wait for 1 minute and then
Sure.
yeah, Sagarika madam, please go ahead.
Yeah, we'll start, I guess. Yeah. Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Is it just us, or do we have other people? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, now I'm invisible. I guess everyone can see me now as well. Audible
Yes.
and visible.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
fine.
Agrika, the screen is actually coming on your spectacles.
All
Distracting
right.
blue.
Okay, I don't know how I can adjust this because
And that's quite big actually.
point is I can't see without my glasses firstly at this distance. So yeah, I'm afraid you'll have to bear with me. Is this any better, by the way? I hope the
Yeah,
audio is not impacted.
No, audio is perfectly fine.
Okay. So
This
anyway,
is the-
I think I'm
maybe
not
when
going to
you
be.
just look up a little, that's fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll just
yeah,
adjust the
that's-
screen.
yeah,
Maybe
that's
is this
perfect.
okay?
Yeah.
Any better?
Yes. Yeah, that's better.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. It's 7:02 and I suggest we go live right now. Yalmanda?
Yeah, already live, madam.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I hope there are lots and lots of people tuned in tonight. And I'm Sagarika. On behalf of Hyderabad Runners, I welcome you all to yet another in our series of Beyond the Track webinars. And our guests for tonight, as the title of the webinar suggests, are two remarkable Ironmen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Srinivas Rao and Sudhir Kadam. Welcome, and congratulations. They are both finishers of the Ironman Challenge at Copenhagen in this very year, 2023. And we also have, along with them, their coach, our very own Sunil Menon. Say hello, Sunil. Can't hear you.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Okay. Without further ado, let me introduce you in detail to the guests for this evening. GV Srinivas Rao is 36 years of age, married with a little daughter of 4 years. He started out in life as an entrepreneur. Like many others, he faced all the ups and downs of starting out on his own business and sustaining it. While this was happening, he realized that it was taking its toll on him. And then he realized the need to take care of his health and fitness. And that became a priority as the pressures of running his own business were really taking a toll on him. In 2016, his fitness journey began, and he made a commitment to himself that he would run a distance of 10 kilometers within a year. And he decided in 2018 to try out for the Ironman 2 years after that. And the first milestone was half Ironman in Goa in 2019. In 2018, when he decided to take up the challenge, he was still running at this time. He was introduced to Sunil Menon by Srinivas Reddy, a fellow runner, and he did his first full marathon at our Hyderabad marathon under Sunil Menon's training. Is that right, Srinivas?
Absolutely correct.
Yeah. And from there on, it's been a slow but steady climb to lots and lots of other milestones before attempting the Ironman at Copenhagen this year. And with that, he became the fastest finisher of the Ironman challenge from Hyderabad, finishing the Ironman at Copenhagen in 12 hours, 41 minutes, and 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who do not know what the Ironman challenge is all about, let me tell you a little about it. It's a triathlon event comprising of 3.8 kilometers of swimming, 180-kilometer bike ride, and then a full marathon of 42 kilometers, all to be completed within 16 hours. And Srinivas Rao did it in 12 hours and 41 minutes and 1 second. Congratulations on that.
Thank you once again.
Srinivas. Yeah. So you've been training since 2018 under Sunil Menon. Yeah.
Yes.
Moving on to the next speaker for this evening, Sudhir Kadam, 49 years of age, initially from Pune, but he was raised all over India. He is a company secretary by profession. And as is the case in most Indian families, his was more like padhoge, likhoge, to banenge nawab, khelenge, kudenge, to hoge kharab. That's what he was told all through his growing years. But he played a lot of soccer during his school and college, more as a pastime than professionally. Sudhir has also overcome some very personal losses early in life. He lost his mother and his younger brother. When he decided to sign up for the Ironman training with Sunil Menon in 2018, he had run a marathon in Goa and he suffered a minor heart attack and he had to undergo angiograms and came out of it with 3 stents in his body. So his is really a story of resilience, fortitude, and determination. And before we go any further, congratulations, first of all, Sudhir, for finishing the Ironman. He finished the Ironman challenge in Copenhagen in 15 hours and 23 seconds, is it?
Seconds,
23
yes.
seconds, yes. Prior to which he's run 8 half marathons, 2 full marathons. And he also did the first stepping stone to the full Ironman was a half Ironman in Goa in 2019. And he also has 3 trail runs of 25 kilometers under his belt. And without further ado, we will move on to speaking with these 2 gentlemen as they take you through this really remarkable journey of how they went from, running to doing the full Ironman. Over to you, Srinivas and Sudhir.
Thank you, Sagarika, and thanks to all. Thanks to Hyderabad team. And once again, thanks a lot to all the members for showing in this much intention to the Ironman achievement. And I started my Ironman training since from past 2018. During my started training, I used to suffer a lot, in which I used to get casual running issues, swimming issues, and to be frank, I don't know about swimming. I started from zero. So without knowing swimming, I just registered for Ironman Goa, half Ironman. See, to learn swimming, it took me almost 3 to 4 months. But every day, for weekly, I used to swim 3 to 5 sessions. Weekly, I need to swim 5 sessions for about 1 to 2 hours of training. So within 3 months, I can able to learn the swimming, and I removed the tension barrier of swimming. And after that, I started cycling. And to be frank, in 2019, I brought my new cycle from where I don't know about road bike, all those things. So I don't know about gears and gear shifting and tires, tire pressure. Even I don't know how to pump the air also in the tires. Without knowing only, it took almost 2 to 3 months to know about cycle. With that, for learning, after learning cycling, I felt that I can able to achieve the Ironman. So it took I took almost what we say 6 to 8 months of training for Ironman Goa, and I completed Ironman Goa with 6 hours 50 minutes. This is my remarkable achievement, and I felt that I can able to do Ironman, full Ironman, by the next coming years, like 2020 or 2021. But unfortunately, due to Corona, we can't able to do any I mean, running, cycling, we can't able to do anything. So I thought there is no point of thinking about Ironman. Once again, I started from 2000 in the year 2022. I started to think about Ironman. So once again, what we say with the Sunil's guidance and even Sudhir, we both thought by taking training almost for 8 to 9 months, we'll try to do full Ironman with basic goal that just to finish the Ironman and to get the simple medal on our neck. This is our motto. And we started training. Our training is very simple. Whatever you do, because this is an endurance sport, we need to go beyond the limits. So weekly, we used to, weekdays, we used to do hardly 4 to 5 hours of workout. And on weekends, like Saturday and Sunday, we used to catch almost Saturday and again 6 to 8 hours on Sunday. That's the thing. And so coming to training for swimming, see, this is the toughest challenge for each and everything. And that first is swimming is the toughest challenge. 2 kilometers swimming is okay, but 4 kilometers swimming is like it's like a hell. We don't have open water session and swimming pools, good pools for swim. So to overcome this, I was just started with swimming with a Giant pool, and he supported me in such a way that whenever I go, like I used to train in the swimming, I used to go for swim for around morning 4 o'clock, and I used to swim 4 to 7 for continuously for 3 hours without any hesitation. He used to support. And likewise, swimming, I started from 2 kilometers, and within 3 to 5 months, in the year 2022, I just crossed 5 kilometers of swimming. And coming to cycling, we need to go up to 180 kilometers of swimming. So for that, what I did now, I slowly increased from Jan to July, almost almost 7 months. What I did now, I slowly increased the distance from 50 kilometers to 200 kilometers. While doing training only, I just did 300 kilometers of my cycling. So to know what potential I can able to cycle. And in fact, while doing cycling, I just tested each and every weather condition, like winter, summer, rainy season, and even harsh, headwinds, each and everything. In one fine day, I just did 150 kilometers of cycling in very harsh, hot weather with headwinds in such a way that after coming to home, it took me almost 2 hours to come home. I was dehydrated, like in such a way that, but what's the good thing I was doing while training only, I used to train with gels, whatever I want to do, practice with gels on the race day. I used to do the same thing while I'm training only. And I used to do cycling and running along with cycling. I used to do tri workouts and brick workouts. This made me to improve my endurance levels. So within 7 months, I felt I can able to do the what we say Ironman within 13 to 14 hours. To my goal is to finish the Ironman in 13 hours. And to be frank and to be fair, I don't know. I completed it in 12 hours 40 minutes. Still, I just crossed the finish line. This is the remarkable achievement from my side. And thanks to Sunil and thanks to Sudhir, who helped me a lot while I was in training. And I am just passing to Sudhir.
Hello, everybody. How I started my Ironman journey.
You have a
Basically,
PPT to share?
Yeah, once the Sudhir installation completed, we can share.
I'll complete very briefly. In school and colleges, I used to be a soccer player. It never occurred to me of doing any endurance event. After my college days were over, we got busy in our work, and somewhere in 2011, I got in touch with my friends, and they told me that we play soccer. So I joined their club and I started playing soccer. But the soccer was only weekend affair, and it was very difficult to collect people to play soccer because everybody was busy with their lives. So one day we have a common friend, Mr. Suresh, who is a common friend of Sunil. So I was just discussing with him. So he said that Sunil is an Ironman coach. So I approached Sunil saying that, I want to get into Ironman because I want to pay attention to my fitness and all, and playing soccer, once a week is not going to help me at all. And since this Ironman thing involves three different sports, so it will keep me busy keep me busy with training and help me in my health issues. Basically, then Sunil gave me a plan, and I started working on it, and I completed my first half marathon. That gave me motivation that I can run, and I started running more. And with Sunil's help, I completed my first full marathon in Goa. Unfortunately, after that Goa event, our event was in first week, and somewhere on third week, I suffered a mild heart attack. I remember very clearly that on the operating table, I told my cardiologist that I don't want to give up on my athletic dream. So he encouraged me, said that you keep on doing what you are doing. He also gave me a good news that though I had suffered a heart attack, I did not suffer any muscle damage. And post my heart attack, within say 45 days, I started again running, and I approached again, told Sunil that I don't want to give up on my training, and I don't want to give up on my dream. So can we make some changes in my training plan? So Sunil was very encouraging. He was very encouraging. He told me that we can change your training plans. So we shifted to heart rate based training train plans, and I started training consistently on my training was heart based, and I started training on that methodology. And say from January till September, I was doing proper. Luckily, though I had registered for my full Ironman in Zurich, I had also registered for my Goa Ironman. So because of my heart attack, my cardiologist told that don't attempt this full Ironman. So I gave up that idea, and I started training for my half Ironman. So after 10 months from my heart attack, on 20th October 2019, I completed my Goa Ironman without any problems in 6 hours and 40 minutes. So I was very happy that my training is, really helping me. And I started thought of doing full Ironman, but because of Corona, we couldn't train for the full Ironman event. So during those 2 years, I was training, but my training was, very slow and steady. I was focusing on my heartbeats, and most of my training was in zone 1 and zone 2. So after Corona was over, Srini got in touch with me. He said that we'll plan for our this event, Copenhagen event. He has done a lot of research, and since I know that he's very good at research, so I said I agree with him, and we started planning for our Copenhagen event. I registered for my Copenhagen event in January end. So on February onwards, we started. We started gradually. I remember my weekly average for month of February was 8 hours weekly. Then it started improving from 8 to we went to 12, 12 to 15. Because till the end of July, we were training. So almost 23 hours per week. And there was some issues with me, like I had a chest infection. Sunil asked me to bring down my training levels so that I recover faster, which I did. Another problem that I faced was that I had some difficulties in my trainer. So I contacted my fellow trainees, Monica. She gave her trainer to me so that I can practice. And Srinivas told me that we can download the Ironman route of bike. I downloaded that and we practiced on that. Our running also improved from like the mileage improved from weekly. I think we went from 20 kilometers up to 50-55 kilometers. And since I was good at swimming, I was not worried about my swimming. But so being good at swimming doesn't mean that you bring down your training. So swimming also, like I was doing what Srinivas was doing. And another issue that we faced was we had applied for visa some 60 days back, but their policy changed that they will the visa processing time was increased from 45 to 50 days to 70 days. So we were really worried. Then we contacted our fellow trainees, Anish Rayancha from Hyderabad, and I had one more fellow trainee from Pune, Vishnath Vishwakant. So we told them about our problem. So they also contacted the embassy, and once we received a call on Friday, say a week before, and on Saturday we received our visa. So we were relieved. At one time we were thinking that we won't be getting our visa. Then we reached to Copenhagen. We did some practice swim sessions. We did some route recce. In route recce, Srinivas suffered some injuries, but he was confident that he can do the Ironman. Once the race started, during the swim, after say 300 meters, I got a kick on my solar plexus. That was a setback. I was not able to see properly. I thought maybe this was because of the fog. So I took some rest and started swimming again. Because of the kick, I was disoriented a bit. So I thought that instead of focusing on my target timing of 13 hours, I should start finishing event wise. So after I started swimming slowly, my target was 1 hour 25 minutes. Because of that kick, I was also puking in the swimming. I puked around 2 times, but I finished my swimming in 1 hour 25 minutes. After coming out, I took a rest of say 3-5 minutes. I changed into my gears and again started cycling. In cycling also, I was suffering the puking problem, but I was taking my gels and my water. That was helping me. So my target given by Sunil was 7 hours 5 minutes. I took 7 hours and 45 minutes to finish my biking. Fortunately, my running was good. I did not suffer any puking, and I finished my run target of 5 hours 30 minutes, which Sunil had given. So in a total 15 hours and 23 seconds, I finished my Ironman, and I was very happy. And I take this opportunity to, thank my coach, my fellow trainees, and Srinivas. Thank you.
Would either one of you like to take us through this PPT? I think there's a lot of interesting detail in here about the training itself. Sudhir or Srinivas?
Srini?
You have to unmute yourself, Srini.
Already we are well trained for half Ironman, so we are confident to do full Ironman. So this training, what we are I'm showing is just for full Ironman, what we did and how we are trained. Training methods for swimming. Swimming, we used to do weekly 3 sessions. One long workout and 2 workouts, either swim drills and swim speed drills. So and weekly mileage when we used to cover is almost 7 to 9 kilometers we used to cover during the starting stage of, I mean, from January to July, we used to we started swimming from July and ended with August first week. So while every week we used to cover almost 7 to 9 kilometers of swimming. All the swimming we used to do in pool only because we don't have direct access to open water. For only 1 session, 1 or 2 sessions, we went to Goa and we did open water sessions. And cycling. Cycling is very important for Ironman. So we used to train cycling indoor and outdoor. And indoor, what we used to do now, we used to do 2 to 3 workouts, same like hill repetitions, speed workouts, and long workouts. Each and everything. Hill workouts means we used to go for hill rides for 1 to 1.5 hours. And on speed workouts means to get the power and to increase our power, we used to do power workouts for 1 to 1.5 hours. And long workouts are major workouts, which we used to do very slow, in the sense hardly we will go and use maximum heart rate of zone 1 and zone 2 only. And long workouts, we started with 3 hours and ended with almost 7 to 7.5 hours. And running, as usually we used to do weekly 3 to 4 workouts. Speed drills, in this running we used to implement speed drills and hill repeats and long workout. As usual, long workouts we used to tackle, we used to run, we started running from 21 kilometers and ended with 35 kilometers maximum during the 7 months period. And strength training. See, in fact, whatever we are doing, swimming, cycling, and running, strength training is very important or very key role for balancing or to get prevent from injuries. So we used to do strength training 1 to 2 hours weekly. And ramping up training. See, we started almost from January. Myself, I started from January, and Sudhir, we started in February. We started weekly training hours from 8 hours and ended with in July ending almost for 23 hours maximum. Nutrition. We know without nutrition and hydration, it's highly impossible to complete any endurance beyond what is 4 hours. So we mainly concentrate on one of the thing, nutrition also. One nutrition, what I used to do, what me and even Sudhir used to do, we used to take seasonal fruits, seasonal vegetables. So seasonal fruits, whatever it comes, like from January to July, whatever it comes, we used to take as much we required with complete full of stomach and seasonal fruits. Apart from this, we used to take leafy vegetables and millets. Millets is my staple food for long workouts. Before the long workout, when we start, I mean, even Sudhir also, I just intimated that I am taking millets. So whenever we do long workouts beyond 3 hours, we used to cook millets before night, and we used to morning when we start before 1 hour, we used to take millets with curd. And with that, and believe it or not, with that, I used to do my long workout without having any issues. And this I started since from past my half Ironman. So to be frank, I completed my half Ironman Goa without by taking just hydration and dates with millets. I completed half Ironman. And rest and recovery, this is very important. People will neglect rest and recovery. Whatever we do, we used to sleep minimum 6 to 8 hours based on the workout. And recovery, we used to massage weekly once or twice based on the pains. If you are feel any pains, all those things, means we used to do minimum 10 to 15 minutes of massaging completely the entire body. And sleep wise also, we used to take extra care. We used to sleep minimum 6 to 8 hours. And for any longer workouts, whatever we are doing beyond 3 hours, we never used to push beyond our zone levels of zone 1. We used to go up to zone 1, zone 2 maximum. If it is uphill or if any elevation we are there, means it will go up to zone 3. In zone 3, it will go up to 10 to 15%. Beyond that, we will never go beyond that. And tests before going for Ironman, as per the advice, we took basic body tests like blood test, vitamin D, vitamin C, and from my side. And Sudhir, he should be extra careful. He took 2D echo for heart testing and stress test and lipid profile from his side. Next. Can you change?
That is changed, Srini.
I can't change. Change it. Sudhir, you say it was not changed.
We before going to the event, we did some big runs and bike rides as per the Danish timings. You know, we used to do some running and biking in the evening. Most of our training we did in the morning, but before going to the event, we did some runs and bike training in the evening so that we can adjust to the timings of Denmark. And for preparation of course, we had downloaded the course details and we had also downloaded there's one app called Full Gas wherein we downloaded the Ironman bike course and we used to train on that bike course, and we did some 7 to 8 rides on that particular bike course. So it gave us a brief idea like what the course would be. But only disadvantage is this: when we train on trainer, is that we are not aware of the headwinds and crosswinds. So, but working training on that bike course helped us a lot on the elevation part. About tapering, last 2 weeks we started tapering, and our workout decreased by almost 25 to 20 to 25% of the total average. Suppose we are working 20 hours, so that our timing was reduced to 5 to 8 hours. And during our training, our longest try workout was of 9 hours, in which 6 hours, 15 minutes was for cycling, 1 hour, 15 minutes was for swimming, and 1 hour 45 for running. Next slide, please. This is our training details. The mileage that we covered for swimming, we swam almost 120 kilometers. Bike training on trainer, we did some 1800 odd kilometers. And on road, means on outside our home, we rode almost 1300 kilometers. Running, we also did almost 1300 kilometers. One thing we can share is that without family support, doing an Ironman is not next to impossible. And for planning for race, again, as I said earlier, we studied the race routes, the hydration points. We've also studied what are the elevations. And our simple logic was that this Ironman is one more long workout. And this is how we train for our Ironman. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much, Sudhir and Srini.
Thank you.
While the Ironman challenge itself is such an extremely daunting one, it seems to me that the key message that you guys are trying to drive across is the importance of a commitment to a structured and a sustained training plan, right?
Yes. And that
Yeah.
can only be given by a experienced and trained coach.
Yes, of course, and your commitment and how much time you dedicate to that. And added to that, I mean, as if that's not enough, there are unforeseen challenges, like you said about the visa
Yeah.
issue, and there's another unforeseen challenge that you met. Somebody kicked you accidentally during the swim.
Yeah.
So the Ironman really, while in itself might be a huge thing to achieve, I think the run up itself to the Ironman challenge is another step. That is as challenging as the Ironman itself,
Yeah.
it seems to me. Yeah,
You
and
have to
again,
be
the
very-
underlying message you guys are trying to drive across, and thanks for that, is to train well, and train well, and train well, right?
Yes. You have to be
Yes.
very disciplined.
Correct. Dedication and commitment. And then nothing is impossible and the world's your oyster.
Yes.
Thank
yes.
you. Ladies and gentlemen, Gururu Brahma, Gururu Vishnu, Gururu Devo Maheshwara. Over to the coach, Sunil Menon now.
Thanks, Sagarika. And yeah, so one thing I just want to talk, before I forget this point is when Sudhir got kicked on his chest and I got to know of it, I was a bit pissed off on him. The reason being that he had chosen the wrong wave. So, and this is something which everybody should understand. You should know what your swim timing is going to be when you do a 3.8K swim. So he is a swimmer who can swim a 105, wave. So instead of going with the 105 wave, he went with the wave which was with Srini, which is 120. And he caught up with the swimmer within 300 meters. So obviously, when you're swimming faster, you're going to catch up with the swimmer who was in the slower batch, right? Because you're faster than the one who is ahead of you. So it was obvious that he would get kicked in that process. So it's a big learning for everybody, that choose your wave properly, intelligent. Don't go too conservative and don't go too aggressive. So you need to be very realistic as to what you need to choose. Otherwise, you will face this, hurdles. If you want to have a smooth journey, you choose your wave intelligently. So that's one point that I would definitely want to put in. And of course, their training has been mostly, we were focusing on heart rate and low HR training, specifically for Sudhir. And the best part is his progress from, being at an 8:15 pace to 8:30 pace, at a 135 heart rate to a 7:15 to even 7 pace at the same heart rate. So without changing the heart rate, he was able to get faster, just because he was very patient and consistent with it. He believed in that process. And same thing with Srini also. Srini was able to run at 135 heart rate at a 6:30 pace. So I know all their paces so well by heart, that I can actually go through their training and tell them what paces they were maintaining. So that is one thing that I would like to add. Unless you have anything else or you want me to talk to, then I will definitely chip in.
Yeah, I was hoping you could throw in some individual, about these two individuals, some fun facts about them and any fun things that happened during the training.
Yeah, so yeah, let's see. Sudhir is a guy, if you have to, if I tell him to do something, he will, call you again and again and reconfirm and reconfirm and reconfirm, whether you need to do this. Should I do this? I'd say, yeah, do it. Do you really want me to do this? I say, yes, you have to do this. So, but I think that attitude also really helped him make sure that he's doing it in the right way. Sometimes I used to really get irritated and pissed off and say, why you are asking me this question? Yes. So, but sometimes I think that really helps in putting it in the right perspective, and that is a great trait to have and not have also. So that's one thing. About Srini, he is a smiling assassin, I would say. You tell him anything, okay, I have to make out from his facial expression what he is saying. He will not argue with you, okay. He will not say yes, no, whatever, but through his smile, I have to make out whether he's saying a yes or a no. So actually had to even understand it. Now, if you see, he's still smiling. Now, whether the smile is a yes or no, or agree or disagree, I have to make out from his facial expression.
Right. Thanks. Yeah. As you said, he's still smiling, but then so is Sudhir. So in terms of, I think they've made us all very proud with this achievement. I'm sure you're also very proud. And it's now over to Sandeep and Anand. They'll be speaking to both Srini and Sudhir. And also after that, there will be a Q&A from the audience. Over to you, Anand and Sandeep.
Yeah, thank you, Sagarika, for. I think it's such a pleasure to speak to Srini and Sudhir. It's such a joy to see Ironmen amongst us in Hyderabad, and especially with Sudhir having gone through all the challenges that he mentioned. I think it's a great source of hope for all of us as runners, because there's so much of news have floating around of heart attacks and things like that, and so many people have been discouraged from running. I think Sudhir is a beacon of hope for all of us, that it's possible not just to run, but to do a full Ironman. I think a lot of us will be encouraged by this fact that it's not something scary. It can be done if you follow the proper training procedures and nutrition and taking care of yourself. I think it can be done. So both of you, thank you very much for giving us the belief that it is possible.
Thank you.
So I'll just ask a few questions. I'm sure we all of us are bubbling with it. We want to know what's happening with you all. How did you go about doing this, irrespective of the fact that you told us so many things? How did this first thought of doing an Ironman come to you?
See, in my case, I told you earlier that I used to play soccer. Though I started playing again in 2011, it was very difficult to bring people along. See, the age group that I was playing with mostly were working professionals. They had their professional commitments, they had their families. So I thought of getting into some sport where I'm not dependent on other people for my fitness, for my health. And luckily, one of our common friend told me that Sunil is now an Ironman coach, and I had heard about Ironman and the challenges it gives to the people. And so, being a sports enthusiast, I wanted to test myself also, and this is how I started my Ironman journey.
Fantastic. So we are just wanting to just get out of the comfort zones that you were and stretch yourself.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you. Srini, what about you?
Yeah, from my side, I started my running. While running, I just want to finish 10K, and after that, I just want to finish 21K. And I was taking training with Sunil Menon. So while doing 21K, I finished 21K within a 6 months or 7 months time. After that, I want to give a challenge that why can't we do 42K full marathon? So I just struggled for I did 42K, but while doing 42K, starting we won't think about running basic things, basic rules, all those things. So with ups and puffs, with pains, all those things, I finished my first marathon for 42 kilometers of 5.5 hours. So after finishing, I felt that why can't we do one more time of a full marathon? So within 3 to 4 months, I did one more marathon. During doing that, I heard word Ironman. I just know Ironman. So I thought what is meant by Ironman means by Sunil, he told it's Ironman means it's a combination of all the three sports like swimming, cycling and running. I thought how much we need to do means swimming, we need to do 2 kilometers. I mean, half Ironman means we need to do 2 kilometers. Cycling means we need to do 90 kilometers. Running means 21 kilometers. I thought running anyway, I do 42 kilometers I can do. But what about swimming and cycling? I just checked without having zero knowledge. Is there any possibility to do? Yes. I just searched in Google. They told if you take proper training for a minimum 6 to 9 months, there is a chance of probability to finish the Ironman. So, but from my perspective, it is a very challenging aspect, because with the zero knowledge, if you want to start swimming, means it's highly impossible. Once again, I went near to Sunil Menon with my brother-in-law, and my brother-in-law is Mr. Ramu. He supported me in such a way that just give a try. Don't think about finishing. Finishing is not in our hand. Just give a try. So without any knowledge, I just told Sunil that I want to do half Ironman. So on that day, I just came to know that, while I want to do half Ironman, within what we say 1 or 2 months, we came to know that Goa Ironman 2019 will be held in the October. So it is almost 8 to 9 months time is there to tackle that one. So I just went to Sunil and I told I want to do this, but I don't know about swimming. I don't know about cycling, all those things. Don't worry. Just you can able to, he just gave me one word that you can able to do it. Don't think about all those things. And without any thinking, I registered for that one. After registering, I started my Ironman training. And believe it or not, I am saying this, I say again and again, within 3 to 4 months with training of weekly 4 to 5 hours of swimming, I just finished learned my swimming, what we say, within 3 months. After that, I felt I can able to do Ironman. So with that Ironman, after finishing Ironman, half Ironman, I just want to do full Ironman. Like this Ironman came into my mind, I finished my Ironman.
Great, Srini. You are such a brave heart. I mean, not knowing how to swim to think of Ironman is something amazing. You need to have a coach like Sunil to actually tell you, no problem, it can be done. Not everybody will tell you that. Because many a times we have seen when we tell people we got to do Ironman, they first ask, do you know swimming? Do you know your cycling? Can you run? I mean, these are the basic thing, anybody would ask. And when you say you don't swim, really, and you want to do an Ironman, so great. I mean, amazing your journey is. So
Always encouraging.
And
Yeah.
absolutely. Just want to know, you mentioned, Srini, during your talk just now that it took about 6 to 9 months for you for your half Ironman, right?
Yes.
Your full training came to around 6 to 9 months. How much did it take for the full Ironman?
See, already we have trained for half Ironman. So we just want to, for full Ironman also, we want to give ample time so that we want to build the distance, I mean, endurance and distance. So our aim is to take minimum 6 to 8 months. So as per our knowledge, we came to know that in August, suppose if you want to do in August, September, so for that we were thinking either we need to do Ironman Italy or Ironman Copenhagen. So August means it's almost 8 months. First 7 months we can able to train. So we thought 6 to 8 months is more than enough. So we registered for Ironman Copenhagen.
Right. And I understand that you took your training gradually up and you increased the mileage over a period of time. And all. Another interesting that you mentioned was all of your training was in zone 1 and zone 2.
Yes.
I've heard many people, there's something called as MAF also, I'm sure, which I also do. But many people do discourage about slow running, saying that you will never be able to run fast and things like that. This question is to Sunil. Sunil, how do you think, how effective is this zone 1, zone 2 training for Ironman in particular and running in general?
So thanks, Anand. I think that's a very good question. One thing that you need to remember is that we are all working professionals. We have 24 hours in which we have to time box your work, your family, and your training. And what a better way to train than in zone 1 and zone 2, because you don't fatigue yourself. You're still fresh. Even if you do a long workout, you're still fresh. You are able to take care of your family, your work, and also your training, as well as recover also from your workouts. So most of my training is 90% of my training is always in zone 2, and it's only made me faster and faster and faster. Now I can even keep a pace of 5 at zone 2, which means that you just have to persist. Perseverance is very important. I think people get frustrated when they don't see results, right? You won't see results immediately. You won't see results in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, but there is a break point after which you'll start seeing the result. So that's one thing that you need to be very aware of. And second thing is consistency. You have like Sudhir and Srini, they were very consistent in their workout. They never missed a single workout. Even when Srini was traveling to Vizag or Bangalore and all, he would carry his running shoes and he would run there. So that was the level of commitment that they had, and because of that commitment and consistency, you could see zone 2 training improvement. You won't see zone 2 training improvement if you run for a week and you stop the next week. So consistency is key to see the improvement. You have to work on that.
I want to add one thing here. See, because of my zone 1 and zone 2 training, though I was puking in my swimming and cycling, I was never out of energy. So my running part, first 30 kilometers, Sunil sir had given me 7:30 ka pace, but I did first 30 kilometers between 6:45 and 6:30 without any issues. So zone 1 and zone 2 training had given me enough base so that I could run faster during the first 30 kilometers, and last 10 kilometers I was very easy. I was enjoying the event, and I took almost 1 hour 30 minutes to complete those last 10 kilometers. So I think this zone 1 and zone 2 training develops your aerobic base, which helps you in events actually.
This question is for Sudhir again. So Sudhir sir, were you ever scared that you might face another issue with your heart history while you were increasing your mileage over these months
See,
and
here,
so forth?
I would like to thank my cardiologist. He never discouraged me. I remember on the operating table also, he said that you continue doing what you're doing. You since you're into sports, maybe that has helped you in mitigating or your heart muscles were not damaged. And further, I was very careful. I changed my lifestyle. I totally gave up my alcohol. I was very disciplined with respect to my timings. I was getting up on time, sleeping on time, taking adequate rest, and I was doing my monthly test, this stress test and 2D echo test. Though my doctor was saying that you do it yearly, I was doing every 6 months. And after all the tests, he was like saying that your heart is now normal. And since I was methodical and I was taking care of my lifestyle, and I was training in zone 1 and zone 2, this thought of suffering another heart attack never occurred to me. I was taking proper care.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, someone's gone off. I think there are more questions, right? Sandeep, Anand?
Yeah, I'm here. So yeah, thanks for that answer, Sudhir, and just makes us more relaxed knowing that you were doing those tests consistently and ensuring that you were listening to your coach, ensuring you were in zone 1 and zone 2, and I think that probably kept you safe.
Yeah.
So there is a question that has been repeated often by so many people in the form that we had rolled out, and a lot of people want to know that what is the basic level that you should be before you even aspire or you even start training for the Ironman. So Srini, what do you say about that? What do you so we know your journey, and you immediately after your full marathon you were ready to jump, but now with all that knowledge and all the experience that you have with your first IM, what do you think how would you advise to a newcomer? At what point should somebody start training for an Ironman journey?
See, if you are starting from zero also, please try to take, I mean, from my advice from my side is, we need to take minimum time of 6 to 8 months, so that each and every aspect, like swimming, I took almost 3 to 4 months from 0 to 2 kilometers. And cycling, I took from 0 to 100 kilometers, it took almost 3 to 4 months. So in order to balance your life and your job and all those things and training, so if you can able to take minimum 6 to 8 months of ample time, you can able to easily tackle Ironman, half Ironman. Once if you tackle half Ironman, again you try to take 6 to 8 months, so that you can able to tackle full Ironman. This is my perspective of answer.
Wonderful. And Sudhir sir, what do you feel about this? Do you feel like, is this 6 to 8 months sounds very easy to me? I'm Srini had a great experience, but what do you say?
Yes, 6 to 8 months is ample time, but you have to be very consistent in your training. You have to be very disciplined, and you have to be patient and listen to your coach. Basically, I have seen very impatient people. They want to achieve, quick results. Shortcut is not the method. You have to be patient, disciplined, and listen to your coach.
Sure, absolutely. And so both
I
of you
think
have
they're both,
mentioned that.
I'll butt in here for a second. I think they are, one thing that's coming out very strong is do not push yourself and train
Yes.
hard, train well, train properly. Srini, like the old fable, the proverbial tale of the hare and the tortoise, you seem to be an example of slow and steady wins the race, while Sudhir to me seems like it's just getting your mind around the challenges and then you're there. But yeah, both of them have emphasized on the importance of structured training, spread out over a proper duration, and committing to it.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I think, Sudhir, there's one question that I think I should be asking you all through while you were training. Did you have this fear within you that it could happen again?
No.
Wow. I mean, that's amazing. Because generally, even people who are now runners get through all of these news and there is a fear that it might happen to them. And you didn't have that. And that's amazing. Probably that's one of the reasons why you are an Ironman today.
But my approach was like, I was taking proper care of my health, and I was listening to my doctors and coaches, and I had confidence in myself.
Right.
These are the basic 3 things.
So Anand, I would like to add here, I met quite a few people who had approached me once they had a heart attack, and they were asking me, I've gone through this heart attack and I want to train. I said, yeah, perfectly. You can do an Ironman. You can do everything that you want. Let's start the process. But there was so much of fear within them, that they just couldn't have that courage to take that step to train. Perhaps they couldn't try, they don't have the trust or do not know what, but they couldn't do that. But Sudhir had that trust with his cardiologist and with his coach. So actually it means a lot. You need to have that courage. I have met people who suffered a heart attack who want to do Ironman, but they don't have, I think they become quite phobic, they become too conservative and scared that, something. And I think also, I do not know whether the family discourages them or what, but I think that blockage should come out, that, like his cardiologist said, whatever you're doing good and continue doing this. I think that's a great statement that put a lot of confidence in Sudhir.
Yeah,
I think
family support
true,
is also very important. My wife and kid never stopped me. In fact, they were very encouraging about this.
Yeah, look at his answer to the question that Anand posed. It was such a confident, loud, and emphatic, simple no. I never had that fear. So it really, I think he has put his mind to beating the odds, and he did exactly that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because family is probably, even if Sudhir said yes, and if the family didn't, I don't think he would have had the heart to actually push himself. Right? I mean, so
Yeah.
your family has to be there behind, right? To be able to tell,
Yes,
it's
yes,
fine,
yes.
just go ahead, we are there with you. And that makes a lot of
Yeah,
difference.
just a minute.
So there's a question about pre-existing condition. If you have diabetes or hypertension, is there any limitations for people with these conditions to do an Ironman? I think this is for Sunil and as well as both of you also.
So one thing I would like to tell is that your body is a great biomechanical machine, and it can have the ability to cure itself. You can get your health back from where it is, and that is something which is very, very important. So you need to make lifestyle changes. I always tell people it is not medicine or supplements that's going to change you. You have to make lifestyle changes. The way you eat, the way you drink, the way you sleep, the way you recover, those small steps are very important to achieve greater results. The more you take care of your body, the more your body will start performing, and your body has a great ability to heal itself naturally. So just eating the right food and having the right habits can transform your body completely. So I always tell people, whether you have hypertension or whether you have a heart disease or anything, that can be reversed. Even diabetes can be reversed if you follow that process. Right now I'm coaching a guy who's got diabetes, and now I always tell him, you will not run a half marathon till I give you a go ahead. You might be feeling great, but unless I don't have that data with me that gives me that confidence that you are ready, you're not going to do it. And so for some people it can happen in 6 months, for some people it can happen in 2 years, but you have to believe in that process. And always put health over fitness. Always put health over fitness. Don't go for immediate results. You go for, be patient, understand what your normal levels are, and then you can embark on your fitness journey.
All right. Sunil, I have a following question for that. What do you look for when people come to you and say, I want to train for Ironman? What tells you, what gut feeling is there? Yes, this guy can do it, or this guy can't do it. Do you have something like that? Or you say, okay, let everybody come and we'll see how it goes and then we'll see?
No. So definitely not. So I always tell people that there are 5 parameters for success. Okay, the first parameter I tell them is your commitment. How committed you are to your training. The second thing is your communication with your coach. How are you able to communicate with your coach? Do you have a regular one-on-one with your coach? Second thing is how well you are understood the workout, how well you execute your workout, how you review your workout, and how you give feedback to your coach. So those things are very important. And I usually have a 15-day trial period, where I see what is the level of commitment the person has. And that gives me a very clear objective of whether, the person will be able to do what he's supposed to do. And once I have the data, of course, his training and all that stuff, when I see the training data, I can tell whether he's good to ready to train for a full Ironman or a half Ironman. So all those things really help me. When Srini came to me and said that he wants to train for a half Ironman, I immediately told him yes, because I know his level of commitment. I know his level of consistency. I know that once he says he wants to do it, he's going to do it. But that's not the case with other trainees whom I'm coaching. I tell them, no, you are not yet ready yet. You have to first do this and then go towards the next step. So it depends on person to person. My answer will not be the same for everyone.
Yeah, I'm sure this is important for many of us who are looking to do an Ironman, as to what Sunil is looking for us, and so that we can become an Ironman. Thank you for that.
Anybody and everybody can become an Ironman. All you need is to, and you not necessarily even have a coach. It's not necessary that you have to coach or anything. But if you understand what you're doing, you do it in the right, proper, structured manner, like Srini and Sudhir have shared so much of information that you can just take that as a template and execute it, you should be successful.
So another thing was, I've heard a lot of people say 20 to 24 hours is what could be the average for an Ironman training. So do you think this is at the end period of the training, or do you think that's an average over the 6 months or the 7 months?
So the peak, I would say the only 1 or 2 weeks is where we have hit around 20 to 24 hours of weekly
Right.
mileage.
Right.
The other, we don't do that. See, you need to train smart, not train hard. And that's why we give importance to strength training. You know, we have 2-3 hours a week for strength training, because we cannot put in as much mileage or hours like the pros do. The pros do around 30 to 35 hours of weekly mileage. They only eat, drink, sleep, train, but we can't do that. We have other things that are important for us also, right? So we have to train smarter and then achieve our goals. So that's the reason why we go with slow heart rate and only have 2 or 3 weeks where we go to 20 to 24 hours.
Right. So as Srini and mentioned in the presentation, you never actually go the whole hog of doing the whole distances ever.
No,
Oh.
we did swimming part and swimming and cycling. We did beyond the limits. See, swimming we need to do 4 kilometers, but we crossed to we did 5 kilometers. Why? Means it's a open water. In open water, we don't know what's the distance it will come. So we train for 5 kilometers, so that on the race day, even though if it crosses 4 kilometers also, it will be helpful. And we did 200 kilometers, so that it will be for 20 kilometers we need to supposed to do 180 kilometers, but we crossed, I mean, once or twice, we did twice for 200 kilometers, so that on the race day it helps in 2 ways, so that it will build our endurance and it will help a lot while we are doing on the race day. That's the thing. And running, we never crossed beyond 35 kilometers. Our maximum distance was 35 kilometers.
So what's the reason for that? That you did actually more swimming, you did more cycling, but you did not do a whole run. Is there any specific reason for that?
For swimming means, I told you, no, it's a open water swim. Normally, if you do in pools means we can calculate the distance, but for open water, we can't calculate the distance. And
True.
so obviously, we can't ensure that exactly we will swim 4 kilometers. If we train in the pool for 4 kilometers, but on the race day, due to what we got, Sudhir got some, what we say, situations, bad situation. At that time, what we will do, we will just fluctuate, deviate from one direction to other direction. So obviously, the distance will go beyond what we say, from 3.8 kilometers, it will go up to 200 meters or 300 meters. It is more only. So for that reason, we just want to do more for swimming. And cycling, see, cycling part, there's no major reason, but why we want to touch 200 kilometers means we just want to build the endurance levels. That's the thing.
So I'll answer this as a coach. You know, he answered it as an athlete. So let me answer it as a coach. Swimming is the most discipline that has zero error chances of having injury. Okay. So you can improve your endurance by swimming longer. So the reason I gave them 5 kilometers swim is that they can improve their aerobic endurance without getting themselves injured. Okay. So even though it is a 3.8K swim, when their weekly mileage was 7 to 10 kilometers of swimming, that was helping them in their bike and run also, because it's an endurance workout. Okay.
Right.
So that's the reason. Now, another reason for giving them a longer bike ride is, again, same thing, you know, because you can improve on your endurance without trying to get injured. Cycling is also something which will not injure you. So when you train on the cycle, you can go for a longer distance, and we did 200 breves also, you know, just to practice this thing. A reason why we don't have we did only 35 kilometers for run is because run is the most injurious sport in case if you don't do it properly. And since they're already having a high mileage, I didn't want to put them through a 42 or 45 kilometer run where chances of injury will be high, because they're doing back-to-back workouts. They're not doing just one long Sunday run. They do a brick workout on Saturday and then they have to do a 35-kilometer the next day. Okay, so that's the reason that we make, and if you see, the basic workout that we give for all our runs is run, walk, run. Maximum 2 kilometers run and 100 meters walk. So we simulate the race environment in our long run so that they're able to finish it strong and not suffer. And the longest try workout they did was 9 hours. And that also just to make sure that the body adapts to the sequences, and they are working on their hydration, nutrition, strategy, as well as a transition strategy. How much time you're taking for transition? How are you doing it? Because once you understand that pattern, then even if from 9 hours becomes 12 hours or 15 hours, your body understands what it needs to do.
Right. So basically, you're saying that even if you're doing a 75% workout, you are able to push under 25% on the race day.
Yes, definitely, because your body is able to adapt to that. And we use different methods of trying to train our body to adapt.
Right. So I think we have exhausted with the questions, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who would want to get connected to Sunil, Srini, and so I think individually, I think they will get connected to you. So thank you so much from my end for answering all the questions. I'm sure we are a lot happier, and we are looking forward to seeing more Ironman in Hyderabad. Over to you, Sagarika.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Sunil, I had one question for you. Would your Ironman training, of course, be different for the two genders? I don't know if you've trained any women yet.
No, I do train women for Ironman. So it won't be different because, again, the nutrition and hydration and other aspects will change. But most of the training, because we are doing zone 2 and this, it will still remain the same. Again, it all depends on how the person is performing also, right? I'll have to adjust the training based on how the person is responding on a week-to-week basis. Even whether it's a male or a female, I have to see where they are and adjust their training. Now, when Sudhir was facing an injury or has having a lung issue, I have to adjust his training plan so that it is there conducive for him to perform the next week. So no gender bias in training.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, in fact, I mean, just another fact is, if you look at it, India's first Ironman, woman was a woman, right? So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indu Vaidyanathan.
Anu Vaidyanathan, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think if we've finished with the Q&A, then thank you so much, Srinivas Rao and Sudhir Kadam, for joining us. I'm sure
You're welcome, ma'am.
this whole evening has been one huge inspiration. I'm sure we will have a lot more people thinking of joining Mr. Sunil Menon's training pretty soon. As Anand said, we hope to see more Iron men and women in Hyderabad. Sure that's going to happen. So thank you so much for joining us and sharing all those insights into what made you the Ironman that you are today. Thank you so much. And thanks, Sunil. Good to hear from you as always.
Thank you,
Incredible
Sagarika.
knowledge sharing session, I'd say, and
Thanks,
hugely
Anand Garu.
inspirational, of course. Thanks, Anand, Sandeep.
Thanks, Sandeep Garu. And thanks, Hyderabad Runners.
Thanks to all.
Yes.
The great
Thanks, Yalamanda, Hyderabad Runners.
Thank you, each and everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I will stop the live.
Yeah. Have a great evening, folks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Already I stop the live.
Good. Yeah, it was a good session. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Sunil Garu, for entire thing.
Oh, thank you so much,
Thank you for the
everybody. I
opportunity.
think it's good. I hope people are able to take a lot of pointers. What do you think, Sandeep?
Yeah,
I
think it
had
was
no
very-
idea what zone 1, zone 2 was. So now I know. That much I can say. Sandeep is flexing his muscles.
Yeah, this was very good, guys. Yeah, thank you so much, Sudhir
Thank you,
and
Sandeep.
Srini, for sharing your experience. And the PPT was also very nice, a lot of data there. So I think it was pretty useful for folks to see the amount of mileage you did and the split of mileage across bike, run, and swim. Yeah, I think went off pretty well.